I'm leaving the bustling streets of Hanoi and I'm about to embark on my last leg of my Vietnamese railway adventure, heading to the mountain town of Sapa. As with all my journeys, there is a lot of sitting around, but as it gets closer to departure, the excitement and energy builds and you can just feel it. Then all of a sudden, it's literally all aboard the Reunification Express and we're off on our overnight trip to Sapa.
That's an 8-hour train journey. The time is 9:30 and I'll get to a station called Lao Cai around 5:30 a.m. where I need to drive around 45 minutes to Sapa town. Now, I find the rhythmic sounds and beats of the train quite soothing, so I'm gonna have a really good sleep tonight, I reckon. Good night.
For first-time visitors arriving at Lao Cai, you're probably thinking, what is everyone talking about? But once you start to descend to Sapa and stop along the way, it's there you realize you're somewhere very special in the world. The region is also known as the Tonkinese Alps. People are attracted here because of the iconic rice terraces, highland tribes, and forest treks. The whole area is blanketed in emerald green, and its awe-inspiring scenery can be quite overwhelming.
When I first visited Sapa around 15 years ago now, salmon farming was in its real infancy. Back in 2005, 25,000 salmon eggs were imported from Finland to here, this gorgeous Black Hmong village. Now there's clean water streams coming through, really cold weather, we're high up in the mountains. That makes perfect conditions for salmon farming. Now that has made this farming industry, this cold water fish farming industry, very lucrative for the Black Hmong people. Ô, xin chào con. Xin chào. Chào cô Mố, khỏe không?
Vâng, khỏe ba.
Yeah. This is cô Mố. This is her beautiful family, and this is her home just behind me here. Now, she is one of the salmon farmers throughout this whole village. There's a lot of them. Cô Mố làm cái nghề này lâu chưa cô?
2 năm rồi.
Oh, she's only been doing it for 2 years. So in these pools, there's around 3,000 salmon, and they get up to around 1.5 kilos. Vậy cô, 1 ký là bán bao nhiêu?
200.
200. So she sells each kilo for 200,000 dong. So that's around $12 per kilo. That's pretty good. Bây giờ mình đi xem được không cô?
Được mà.
Okay, let's go.
Vâng.
Bên đây phải không?
Được mà.
Yeah.
10 tháng.
10 tháng. So these fish here, the salmon, are here for around 10 months. So they get really nice and big before they sell. Now there's around 3,000, as she said. I'm gonna grab my net, which looks like a vintage tennis racket. Very, very cool. I'm gonna grab one so I can cook one up. Okay, Yodi. Oh, yes. This one looks like a big one. Woo. Oh, she's beautiful. Now the tail is kind of square as well, so it looks more like a trout than a salmon. Now I'm going to cook this fish in a very delicate way because I want to keep the colour and vibrancy of the meat itself. Okay, beautiful. Now after catching the trout and salmon from the pools there, I asked Gomo and her husband how they would cook this dish. And I asked other villagers as well, and they all said one thing: salmon hot pot. They love it here in Sapa. I thought, that's great, but I cook this dish all the time. What's something else that I can introduce to them that is similar, but done a little bit more different and modern? And that is confit. It's a French technique of cooking proteins low heat. Now what happens when you cook it on 50 degrees and under is that the color does not change. And I'm going to flavor that oil with some garlic. Just cut it in half, and you want to put all these lovely flavors into the oil itself. I've also got some mak kien, the wild pepper that everyone loves around this area, related to the Szechuan pepper, but doesn't have as much strong flavor as the Szechuan. Very, very mild, but beautiful flavor. Black cardamom, related to the green, but completely different, much warming flavors. Look at that, beautiful pods there. Now you can even take the pods out, just roll around your fingers, and they pop out very, very nice. And they got a lovely menthol, eucalyptus, but smoky flavor at the same time. I'm gonna throw in some ginger.
Lime peel, fresh chili, and the oil is just at the right temperature. Perfect for the salmon.
Fully submerge it. That's perfect. Now that will slowly cook for 8 to 10 minutes and we'll take her out, okay? Gives me time to just sit back and really soak up this gorgeous vista of this Black Hmong village. And it's great to see that 15 years later, nothing has really changed. The only thing that's changed is more of these pools, these cascading pools. I think it's great that the rice terrace is still here. Yes, maybe, you know, this farming business is more profitable, but we're still kept to the traditions of farming rice and growing corn. What a peaceful, beautiful place to live. Not a worry in the world. I think it's getting a little bit hotter now, so I'm gonna take it off the heat. I'm gonna make a ginger oyster sauce to go with this. All right, so.
Use a little bit of oil from the pan, then saute some garlic, ginger, chili, a cup of Chinese cooking wine, and reduce to about half.
This salmon has been cooking for an 8-9 minutes. Very, very low heat. Look at the color. I'm just gonna drain off a little bit of that oil the best I can. Beautiful. I'm gonna garnish it with a little bit of spring onion, finely sliced, a bit of chili, finely sliced. It's okay we left a little bit of oil in there because that's gorgeous flavor. And I have some beautiful salmon roe, so the eggs of a salmon. Nice little pop on my sauce. Some wild pennywort leaves I found up in the hills here go in. Now that is a gorgeous dish. That is my salmon confit. Cá hồi confit. When you're in Sapa, you feel that you're really, really cold because you're high up in the mountains, high up above the clouds as well. Now, I love to come to this street. It's called Barbecue Street. It's also called Pho Nướng. You grab a tray like this and you just choose what you want. All these raw ingredients. What do you want here? Oh, look at this. This is pork. It's been marinated and wrapped around mustard leaves straight from the gardens. Oh, yes. This is beef with lemon leaves. Not lime leaves, but lemon leaves wrapped up beautifully. Oh, I love quail. The rice they've stuffed in the bamboo and they're gonna grill it, and it's sticky rice. Really, really lovely. I'm gonna get that. Now, the cathedral is just on my right-hand side, so it's behind the cathedral. It's called Pho Ham Dom, okay? We know it as Pho Nướng or Barbecue Street, but there is an actual name. Pho Ham Dom, Ham Dom Street. Write that down because it's really, really cool. Oh, the eggplant looks good. It smells absolutely divine. I've got some fresh mint here. Dip into the chili sauce. Oh, wow. It's just started to rain. You can hear the rain through the top. They've piled up all the food. There's no better place to eat and hang out in Sapa than this street, Barbecue Street, when it's cold and rainy. Delicious. This whole meal costs 50,000 dong, which is $3. It's great. Come on.